Hello, my name's Anne-Marie Brabener and I work at Carers Count, and I'm here today to talk about the Kirklees Mental Health Carers Forum. And I'm pleased to say that John Laville, the chair of the forum, has been able to join us today to answer some of our questions. Hi John, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, that's what we like to hear. Okay, so Carers Week this year is themed Making Carers Visible. And I think it's really apt that the forum does just that. And we're going to find out much more about the forum from John today. He's very kindly said he will answer some of our questions. So John, can you tell us more about the benefits of joining the forum?
Well, yes. Maybe before I start talking about the benefits, I ought to just talk about the lineup of the forum, because that then does answer some of the questions. So the forum is run by carers for carers, and usually there's between 12 and 20 carers at a meeting. So it's quite a good constituency. But we also have some professionals who are regular attenders at the meeting. We have a carers development officer. We have a representative from Health Watch. We have one of the senior general managers from South West Yorkshire Partnership Foundation Trust, which is the mental health provider in the area. We have certainly always 2 or 3 representatives from Carers Count, who are a great support. And we also quite often have somebody from Single Point of Access. And because we've got such a wide range of professionals there, then usually they can answer sort of most of the questions that the members want answering. But moving on to the benefits, which is what your question was, I think the main benefit, one of the main benefits, is that the carers have got collective voice. So a carer individually with an issue can talk about their issue, but really it's just one issue in probably hundreds or even thousands. Whereas if there's 20 carers all asking the same question collectively, then it's much more powerful. So the carer feels that they're not alone. There's some really good camaraderie within the group that's built up over the years. And there's always good advice to be had, whether that's from carers or whether that's from the professionals. We can air and address concerns in a mutually supportive and open and honest group. So that's some of the sort of emotional benefits. Some of the practical inputs that we can input into service redesign, which I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. We've got access to senior decision makers, be that the Mental Health Trust or be that the council or whatever. And again, I'll come on to that. There's lots of information available, and quite often people get to know about things, services in their area that they just weren't aware of. So it's got loads of benefits. For the professionals, I think there's also a lot of benefits as well. So they hear at first hand the experience of the carers and how they feel and how services are delivered at the sharp end. They get direct feedback from the carers on any shortcomings. The professionals who are permanent members of the group can often sort out issues, and obviously they get to know the individuals. As far as our guests are concerned, and we always have sort of 2 or 3 people who come to talk to our forum, they get access to an expert group, which can give really good and constructive feedback to what they're proposing, or to give them feedback on how things are going. Give good, honest feedback in terms of what's working well, what's not working well. So that's really what's in it for the guests. And going back to sort of the benefits for the carers, one really good example that's just happened. During the lockdown, we started a WhatsApp group, and one of the carers' children is actually a professional carer. He needed a test for COVID-19 and he got an appointment in Manchester. Well, he got an appointment, but Manchester's a long way away, and he wasn't well. And sort of the carer highlighted this, that her son had got this appointment in Manchester. And one of the professionals on our group was able to actually have that appointment changed to Huddersfield, which obviously is much more convenient. So there's a practical example of the benefits that can come from being in the group.
That's great, John. There's a lot there, and actually getting so many professionals together and carers listening to each other to improve services sounds really good. So who can join the Kirklees Mental Health Carers Forum?
Well, really, what's described in the name. So anybody who lives in Kirklees and who cares for someone with a mental health condition, and that includes dementia. So it's open to anybody, as I say, who lives in Kirklees and cares for someone with a mental health condition.
Great. So looking at it now then, you've told us a little bit about what the forum's achieved. Have you got any other examples of what you've achieved so far?
Yeah, well, I can run through some. I mean, we've actually achieved quite a lot in the time that we've been together. I think one of the things is, as I said earlier, that mutual support. There's usually someone there who can give advice. There's usually someone there who has had the issue themselves. And whether that's sort of a carer or one of the professionals or one of the guests, then there's access to support. And I think that's one of the main achievements. And certainly the members do feed that back. I mean, as chair, sometimes you do wonder, well, are we sort of striking, are we hitting the target here? But the feedback is always very good. And people are missing the group in the current times. We've certainly improved communication between the services and carers, that's undoubtedly. We've helped to remodel services, particularly with Swift, the mental health provider in our area. So we've helped remodel older people's services when the service manager for working age mental health in the community was looking to redesign her service, and she came to the forum to ask for advice. We've given lots of advice to single point of access, which has resulted in a redesign of that service totally. We helped with procedures, so we helped with handover procedures, because some of the carers were having, some of the people they were caring for were having a lot of issues when they moved from one consultant to another, and the handovers were sort of pretty grim, to be honest. So we helped there to redesign the handover procedure. Through the forum and through the Commissioner for Mental Health Services in the council, we've developed a missing persons protocol for people with mental health conditions. So in the past, what happened was services were redesigned, and then we asked people to come and tell us why they've made such a bad job of it. That's a bit unkind maybe, but that's not far off the mark. Whereas now, what the services do is come to us first. They talk us through the plans. We give them feedback. They can come back 2 or 3 times before they finally sort of launch the redesign. And generally speaking, the outcome is much better. We also get access to senior personnel. So we've had the chief exec and the chair of Swift. We've had directors of Swift come as guests and present to us. Kirklees Council mental health commissioners and the chief officer for the clinical commissioning groups of Greater Huddersfield and North Kirklees. So we do get access to senior personnel, and those are the guys and girls who actually make things happen. Those are the people who actually make the decisions. We've also given advice on publications and making things more user-friendly, or the wording more simple to understand. And maybe the main achievement is that the group has gained respect. So initially it was us saying to services, come and tell us why this is going wrong, whereas now we're a very well respected group. People come to us, we're a go-to group. They listen to what we say, and that's the greatest achievement, I think, that we've gained that respect of all the services.
It's great to hear that carers are being listened to, and their ideas and their expertise and their experience has been taken on board. That's fantastic. So if I'm listening to this now, John, and I'm interested in joining the forum, what do I need to do next? What am I committing to?
Well, all you really need to do is come to a meeting, come to the next meeting. You've all to gain and nothing to lose. There's no commitment really. There's no charge. There's no obligation. The latest new member said what a friendly, welcoming and loving group we were. We now meet in normal times in Cathedral House in St Thomas's Road in Huddersfield, which is just the other side of the road to Folly Hall. And that's where we will be meeting when we meet face to face again. In the interim, really, it's just keep an eye on the Carers Count website. Our next, well, maybe our first proper meeting, regular face-to-face meeting, who knows, is the 10th of August. But really, as I say, keep an eye on the Carers Count website. But in terms of commitment, there's no commitment. The commitment is being there, listening. Nobody needs to say anything. They can just listen. They can ask questions. They can make contributions. It's entirely up to the individual. And it is a very friendly group. It's a business group. It's not, we don't play dominoes and have bingo and that sort of thing. It is a business group, but it's very relaxed. It's very informal, and we do have fun. So that's what they're committing to, having a bit of fun.
That's great, John. Thank you. So really, I suppose it leads me to say, how do you see the forum developing in the future?
Well, the answer, these answers that I'm giving you, not just my answers. I have sort of asked our WhatsApp group answers to some of these questions, and one of them said, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think there is some of that. I don't think it is broke. I think we're doing very well. So it will continue as is. But there's certain things that we do need to do a bit more of. We certainly could do with being a bit more diverse. So we're looking for members with different backgrounds. We possibly will look, given sort of that everybody, lots of people are using sort of technology because we have to at the moment. We may well look for a virtual group in future, so people can not necessarily attend in person, but they can be part of the virtual group. We publish minutes of every meeting, so those quite public. And we probably also will look at new communication channels. So it's quite possible that that we might have a Facebook page or something like that. So what we've got now, we're not going to lose, but hopefully we're going to add to. And members of our group are now members of other groups and stand in the corner of carers in different forums. So we'll look to continue that as well.
Do you think the forum has helped carers actually join other carer groups and actually get their voice heard in other areas?
I'm certain it has. Yeah, I'm certain. It's certainly been, as I've said a number of times, a great area of support. It's given a lot of support and comfort to carers who are on the same road, maybe just in different positions on that road. But a number of carers have said how much confidence it's given them to get involved elsewhere. So we've got carers from our group who are now carer representatives on the Kirklees Mental Health Alliance, which is a group that's newly formed, although it's just gone on hold because of sort of the current crisis. Members of our group are on the Kirklees Mental Health Partnership Board. Some of our group are working directly with SWIFT, and some are working directly with the council in a voluntary capacity in terms of making sure that what changes happen are carer friendly. And personally, I've got involved more with SWIFT. I put myself forward as a governor last year and was successful, and I've just been appointed lead governor, which is great, and I'm really delighted about. But that would never have, I would never have done that without the forum and the confidence it's given me and the access it's given me to other people. So yes, it's developed individuals, even though many of them are in difficult situations because we're caring for people who are not very well, or people who are sort of quite variable in their condition. But it's given those carers the support that they need to develop themselves, and I think that is a fantastic achievement as well.
Definitely, John. It's great to hear much more about the forum today, and it's great to hear all the information, the purpose of the forum, and it's good to hear that carers are getting their voice heard and are making a difference and people are listening. So I'd like to thank you very much today for joining our Q&A to tell us a little bit more about the forum. And I'd like to remind everybody that the meeting for the Kirklees Mental Health Carers will be held virtually on the 8th of June, which is the start of Carers Week, followed by the 10th of August. So as we've said, the forum welcomes new members, so please get in touch and we can let you know more. So it leaves me to say, please enjoy our virtual Carers Week 2020, brought to you by Carers Count and our amazing partners. Thank you and stay safe. And if you are interested, please get in touch on the details given. Thank you.